it's Tina and I'm back. And I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe. If you're also back, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me again. But if you're new and maybe you like what you see, please consider subscribing. We have tons of fun here on this channel talking about makeup and all things beauty. And sometimes, just sometimes, I check in with you guys and damn near have an episode on camera. Okay, you're gonna have to stay tuned. Stay tuned for the rest of the video, but I am trying out some new products. I'm getting ready with you guys. I have this new palette from Alter Ego. This is the Sakura palette. It is now live on their website. I do have a discount code, so I'll link it down below and here in the video, you know. But this is their dupe or their inspiration palette based off of the Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette. So that palette where she had the seafoam greens, that's this palette right here. I wasn't inspired by that color story as much, but now that I have the dupe in my hands, I wanted to test it out. So we're gonna create this little look here. I will also just be catching up with you guys about, you know, what's going on. Went to the doctor, it's a whole situation. Nothing serious, okay? So don't get too scared. But I just want to chat with you guys about, you know, life and what's been going on. I'm also trying out a new foundation from Guerlain. This is their Peru Gold Skin Matte. I've not heard anybody talk about this foundation. I saw it pop up on my Instagram feed a lot. It is their no transfer, high perfection, 24-hour care and wear foundation. I'm gonna try this out on camera as well. And then what else do I have? I popped in this About Face blush at the end. But yeah, let's just chat and get ready and try on some new makeup and do a fun little look. So if you're interested, let's go ahead and, oh, I have a new mascara as well. So this one you'll see. This is from Huda Beauty. All right, enough of that. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video. All right, guys, what are we doing? We're starting off with a clean, freshly washed face. I did fill in my eyebrows and I applied my eyeshadow primer and base. I used my NARS Complete Matte Concealer. Is that new? Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I was almost there in the shade Toffee under my brows, and then on my lids I used my MAC Lane Low Paint Pot. So eyes prepped and ready. Let's go in with moisturizer. I've been getting a lot of skincare in PR lately and I'm not opposed, okay? I like trying out a bunch of skincare, so why not? And this one was also sent to me. So this is from Versed. It's their Dew Point Moisturizing Gel Cream. And with this brand, I was actually able to choose the products that I wanted to test out. So this one is for all skin types. It's a light jelly-like moisturizer that keeps the bounce in your skin. So I figured since it said gel cream, it would be perfect for my oily skin. So we're gonna see how this functions. It's a lightweight gel cream and we're just gonna grab a little bit of that. They say to grab, let me see what size, a peanut size. Usually it's a pea-sized amount or a dime-sized amount, and now they're telling you peanut? Peanut? Like, I don't understand. I've never truly heard that before. I've heard pea-sized and dime-sized and, you know, all that. But a peanut? What's a peanut size? Ooh, is my Botox wearing off? How is it wearing off already? I just had it done. Listen, you see this angry little, yeah, that little situation there? That's where I get my Botox, so it doesn't create a really severe line. My brother, oh my God, you should see him. He's older than me. He's 6 years older than me. And his line, oh my God, it's just in our genetics at this point, and we look alike. So when I look at him, I'm like, ooh, is this how I'm gonna age? Because I don't like how it's looking. He has like a severe line right down the center of his forehead, and I'm like, you need to relax. You just look angry all the time. What's wrong with you? You all right? And I don't need that in my life. This feels sticky. It didn't feel like a gel cream that I'm used to that has that water type consistency to it where it just absorbs into your skin and it leaves behind a nice light feeling on your skin. Like you feel hydrated but you don't feel sticky. This feels a little bit sticky. and it was thicker than I'm used to. I don't know if I love that, but we'll use a mattifying primer to go in with. Yeah, it feels a little bit thicker than I like with my oily skin, but we move. So for the eyeshadow today, I'm going to use this new one from Alter Ego. This is the Sakura palette. It was sent my way and it's inspired by the Retro Glam palette from Natasha Denona. So Alter Ego is one of those brands that does replica palettes or dupe palettes of higher end brands at a more affordable price point. So they recreate the color stories from very popular brands such as Natasha Denona, Huda Beauty, Pat McGrath, even ABH. And they of course have a lower price point, so you can try out their formulas, try out the color story for yourself without breaking the bank. And I tend to like their formulas, but I will say they are not as impressive as the higher end brands. The higher end brands tend to have like a more substantial formula to me. Their formulas are thicker, they're more impactful, they have a lot more pigment, so they apply easily and they blend out effortlessly. With the Alter Ego formula, I find it to be a little bit more subtle, a little bit more subdued. It's not as intense, it's not as in your face. So you do have to build these up quite a bit, especially on my darker skin tone. I think these work a lot better on lighter skin and pale skin, but for me, I find myself having to layer and layer the product to get the same color payoff as I would from the palette that they're duplicating, right? So just keep that in mind. In case you're curious, in case you were interested, that is just my overall thought on the formula. I think the color stories tend to be pretty spot on. They tend to duplicate the shades pretty well, but the formula is where you'll notice the most difference, which may not be a bad thing because some of the higher end formulas can be a little bit more difficult to work with because they are so impactful, right? I've heard that about Natasha Denona, like her pigmentation is just, whoo, it's right there in your face, so you kind of have to just run with it. While with the Alter Ego version, you have more play room, you know, you can build as you go. If you're a beginner, it's a little bit more beginner friendly, for instance. So we're gonna try this one out. So this one, like I said, is inspired by the Retro Glam palette. I wasn't really intrigued by this palette and this color story when I saw the launch. Now, if you don't know, I don't purchase from Natasha Denona because she had the nerve to call me out my name back in the day, and since then I've just never purchased from her brand. But her color stories are always fun to see. To me, it was never about her talent and her creativity behind these color stories. It's just her attitude stinks, and if you come at me, then, you know, that's it. One and done. You don't get a second chance with me. But with this one, I wasn't truly like inspired at all. Like I wasn't drawn in, and I'm wondering if it's because of the pastel lean-in shades. Like those don't look up my alley. So I wasn't really inspired or intrigued. And now that I see the duplicate color story from Alter Ego, I'm a little bit more inspired, and I love how they organized it. So the Natasha Denona version, I'll pop it up over here so you can see the difference. The Natasha Denona color story is kind of just, you know, arranged however she chose to arrange it. But with the Alter Ego one, they arranged it by the actual color theme. So they have all the light muted teals on this side, the pinky shades, and then the neutral shades. And I actually like that because I feel like it will be easier to navigate for a beginner that's not too sure what shades go together. And I've heard people mention that, you know, they need a little bit more guidance when it comes to selecting colors and what shades to put together. So we're gonna do, I don't know, like I want to do like a neutral look using these. Like that's what I kind of want to lean into. But then I'm also here with these muted sage greens. They're not really teals. I said they were teals before, but they're like muted sage green shades. They're not olives. They're just little bluish green, you know, like a seafoam green. Definitely not using the pinks. So we're gonna go between these seafoam shades and then the neutrals, right? All right, let's do it. Let's just see what happens, all right? We're just gonna go with it. So how are you guys doing? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about the heart attack that I almost had recently. But let's start doing the eyeshadows. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Wilt, which is like a tan shade that has neutral undertones. And I'm going to grab that on a big fluffy brush. This is the Detail Pro brush from Sonia G, one of my favorite blending brushes. This shade is going to look very close to my skin tone, but it's just gonna be slightly more neutral. This is gonna act as our blend and transition shade. So, lo and behold, right, one night I'm in here, right? As you do. And I go into, like, I'm headed out to the living room area, the kitchen. I'm coming from my bedroom, right? And I turn the light on and I see right over my front door 2 little lizards. When I tell you, I damn near passed out, because I'm like, not one, but 2. 2 lizards, 2 lizards, croaking lizards are hanging out over the door. And I'm like, instant panic, because I'm like, oh my God, get them away. And I don't know what to do. So I have to go over to the door and grab the spray. So the spray that I have is closer to the door. So now I got to go close to them, grab the bug spray, because I don't have like a specific lizard spray. Like I need a lizard spray. Like give me a lizard spray. I need to figure it out. These shades are kind of powdery. I don't love that. Let's grab the shade Hazy, which is a great name for that shade. It's like a hazy overcast brown. It looks like a gray tone brown, right? So now I grab the spray. Meanwhile, the lizard's already running, right? So now I gotta spray them and hope for the best, right? Because I'm like, I can't deal. And honestly, truly, I don't necessarily want to kill them, but I want to kill them at the same time. Because I'm like, I don't care, okay? I understand, like, PETA might want to come for me, and, like, you animal lovers, I get it, like, good for you, high five. But I can't, okay? I don't have the wherewithal to capture them and release them. Like, it's not gonna happen. It's me or them. So I don't know what to tell you. They gotta die, okay? They have to die unless someone else is going to come and get them. Which, I try to have someone come over and, like, get them out if I can. But at this point, it's like me or them. So it's like do or die. So I spray them, right? And these freaking lizards, 2 of them, both of them drop, right? So them drop off of the door on the floor. And now I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I'm panicking. I don't know what to do. So then, ooh, there's no real deep matte shade here. What are we gonna do? Do we think Grove is going to translate as a matte? Or should we try Plum? What should we do? Let's try Plum for a little bit. Let's use our #1 brush from Sydney Grace. This is more of a satin shade. Ooh, we didn't need to, come in. Is this far enough? This is more of a satin shade than like a true metallic shimmer, which I appreciate. I don't mind a satin, okay? I think satin shades are underrated when it comes to eyeshadows. I think that's a finish that not many people appreciate. They're like, give me a metallic, give me a matte, but nobody is talking about a proper satin. Like a proper satin is really elite. I think a satin works great on different types of skin. So if you have aging skin where you have a lot of lines, or if you have texture, a satin will just glide over, right? It won't be as harsh as a metallic, which can emphasize texture, and it won't be as dry looking as a matte. A matte can look dry, right? It can look patchy, but a satin I feel like is more flattering. It just works, okay? And it can give a beautiful look to the eye. So that color isn't bad, okay? It's not bad, but this color is given a little bit of dimension on the outer V, nothing too crazy. And that's what I mean. A satin can be a beautiful shade in a look, because I would love to use a matte, but there is no matte here, and I'm trying to just use this palette before I start like veering off, because I want to see what this palette can do. And that's cute. Like, to me, that would be enough, and I would be satisfied with that. without going in with like a truly rich dark shade, I'm gonna go with it. So let's go into the shimmers. And I wanted to kind of use the neutrals, but I also wanted to use the seafoam shades because I feel like you kind of should, right? Let's use Live first. It could be Live or Live. Either way, this really beautiful kind of seashell shade. Oh, that's a beautiful shade. It's not seashell. It's like an oyster, which is a seashell. So, like they have shells, so it's fine. That is stunning. And it's not like a full-on metallic. It's, again, that beautiful shimmery satin. That is hella pretty. That is a good shade. Oh my god. That is stunning. Is the Natasha Denona shade like this? Is that what it looks like? Because that is pretty. I really like that color. And it laid down really well. Okay, now, I do have a discount code. I didn't even realize it. They sent me a discount affiliate code. So my discount code is FANCY10. You get 10% off. And this retails for $20. So it's not even overly expensive. And you get 10% off. That is an affiliate discount code. So I'll get a kickback as well. Great way to show your support, right? That is nice. And I didn't even dampen my brush. You can dampen your brush to get like more intensity. But I feel like, again, the subtle nature of a satin is sometimes what you need in a look. So, all right, I like that. Let's do a matte. Let's use the shade Pale, which is the Seafoam Matte. Let's grab that. I'm using my unit brush again. This is from Beautylish. It is number 308. And I'm just gonna apply that shade on the inner lid. It didn't pick up as well as I would like on this inner tear duct area. Let me see if I can build it up and pack it on, which is what I was saying about the formula. Sometimes you have to build to get the payoff, which again is not necessarily a bad thing, but if that's what you're going for and you're not getting it, that's not good, right? So for the matte, I would probably want it to stick a little bit better. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. I don't love it. I don't love it. So let's use a shimmer then. Let's use the shade Fair. Let's see what that amounts to. Ooh, that shade Radiant is cute too. Let's use Fair. Let's see what Fair has in store. So I'm going to use Fair. Yeah, the same way we used. I'm gonna dampen my brush because we already applied the matte shade. This Fair shade, this shimmer shade might not be picking up. So I'm gonna dampen the brush, pick up Fair again, and apply it on that inner lid space. It's applying lighter than it looks in the pan. Like, that's how it looks in the pan, and that's how it's applying. So it's giving more of a pastel vibe versus how I expect it to look in the pan. Now, if you have a lighter complexion, then it might look a little deeper on you, but it's still giving the pastel vibe of the matte, but now it's showing up. One, because I dampened my brush, and two, because the shimmer formula is just better. So the two lizards, right? They fell, okay? And I grabbed my flip-flops. I grabbed my flip-flops and I put my flip-flop on top of one of them. So he was just under the flip-flop vibing. And then the other one ran off. I couldn't find him. I was like, this jerk. But what I was trying to do is like put the flip-flop on him until somebody came to come get the lizard, okay? Because I had a call out. I sent out the bat signal like, come get this lizard, please. But obviously, I gotta like situate them so they'll stay in place. So whoever comes is going to remove them for me. They have to, you know, because otherwise they're gonna go hide. And so one's under the flip-flop and one went running for his life. And I am just so perturbed because now he ran off, right? And the one's under the flip-flop and he's just hanging out. And it's chaos. It's chaos. I'm in shambles. It's a whole situation. And it's just I couldn't deal. I was so stressed out. I was so stressed out. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. But someone did come. They got the one under the flip-flop. They scooped him up and, like, you know, tossed him outside. He was still alive, so I didn't kill him. He was still alive. Good for him, but not good for me. And so he got tossed outside, but the other one was just MIA. So now I'm stuck with this lizard and I had to go to sleep like everything's okay. And what these damn lizards do is they come inside my room and they go hide behind my laundry basket that's outside of my bathroom. So I'm like, these mother, you know, because one time I picked up my shorts that, you know how you wear your clothes and if you're gonna wear them again, you kind of put them on top of the laundry basket because you could just grab it. So like my jean shorts that I'll just drag on till I run outside, I just keep it on top of the laundry basket. I picked up my shorts and lo and behold, this lizard was in the shorts. And listen, when I tell you I damn near passed out, I mean I damn near passed out, because imagine the fright, right? Good thing that I kind of shake my clothes before I put them on, because it's just this habit, because my mom got stung by scorpions when she was in Jamaica, so she got stung twice. Stung twice, because the scorpions were in, one was in her clothes, right, and then one was in her shoes. So I knocked my shoes out and I knocked my clothes out before I put them on, just because that's just, you know, a habit. So I shook the shorts and here come the lizard, and I'm like, imagine if I'd put this on, I would have died. I would have just, listen, y'all would have had to have a memorial service because it wouldn't have been okay. So now I'm just thinking about this damn lizard is gonna find his way into my room somehow and jump on my bed. That's my thought, right? He's not gonna do it, but I'm thinking that, right? Irrational thought, but I'm trying to be rational, right? So I'm like, all right, this fucking lizard, right? So then let's go in with the shade Radiant. This is the icy seafoam that I thought was pretty before, but it's like really icy now. I'm like, is this gonna be close to white? Because if fair was so light. Ooh, let's pop that on the inner tear duct. I'm using this detail brush from Sonia G. That's pretty. That is radiant indeed. Let's just use buffing motions, like circular motions, to fade out the edge of that color. But so now I'm panicking. The lizard's here. I'm like, it's a whole situation. That is cute. That is cute. Let me go back in to the lip shade that we had, that little oyster shade I mentioned, and just pack it on that outer space again, just to merge it with the seafoam shade, because I feel like I covered it up a little bit and I want that color to show because it's really pretty. It's really stunning. It's a pretty shade. It needs to be center, okay? You know what I want to try? Let me try the Grove shade, the green, to see if it will show up, because it looks more like a cream to powder. You know how Natasha Denona has these cream to powder shades? Yeah, I've swatched them in store and they're difficult to pick up. And I don't love that. I don't think a lot of people love those types of shades. And this is doing the same thing. So, okay, that's not gonna work. So, here's what it would look like with just this palette, which is not a bad thing. I think this looks cute. I love how everything applied as far as the shimmers go. That seafoam matte shade is the only one I really had a problem with. The other two mattes that we used were fine. But being who I am, I want something a little bit richer on that outer V. So what do I do in these situations? I grab my palette from Sydney Grace and I'm gonna grab Cocoa Beans. This is just like my go-to shade. A little bit and buff it in that outer V. I'm not doing too much because I'm not trying to go too smoky. I just need a little bit more depth. See? Easy 1-2, nothing crazy. And I'm literally picking up a touch of it, like not too much, because this color is pigmented. It's beautiful. Like, have you gotten my palette yet? I'm not saying, I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. Ah, beautiful. All right, pull out, that's what she said. So now the lizard is out here living his best life, probably panicking too. He's probably like having a conniption, poor thing. But like his daily life is based around survival, right? He's just trying to survive. So I'm sure he's used to this. He's used to the PTSD. He's all right. He's gonna be all right. Me, on the other hand, I'm not living my life in constant fear. So for me, I feel like, yeah, people be like, oh, he's more scared of you than you are of him. No, his life is based on instinct. Like this is what he does. He thrives in these environments. He probably doesn't thrive really. He's probably over there like all stressed out. But this is what he does, right? It's like survival of the fittest. I'm looking for my highlighter. So let's pop that under the brow. So he lives his life like this. Like this is his life. He's trying to get away from, you know, predators and all this. So that's his existence. It's not my existence though. Like me having to deal with the creatures of the night, that's not my life. So of course I'm more stressed out. I don't care. He's used to this level of stress. That's how I see it. Like, don't do me. Don't try to do me like, oh, I'm stressing him out. He should have thought about that before he ran inside. How dare he? Let me go in with my primer because I don't think that moisturizes. Let me feel my skin now. It still feels very hydrated. It definitely is a hydrating moisturizer. I don't know if I would use it again. Now that I've used it, I'll probably pass it on. I don't love how hydrating it feels. Which, again, not a bad thing if you have dry skin or normal skin. But for me, I prefer a very lightweight, and when I mean lightweight, I mean water light moisturizer. So that's not my preference at all. We'll let that sit for a little bit. Look at the eyes, that's nice. Let's try a new mascara while we have that sit. So I have this one from Huda Beauty. It's the One Coat Wow, it's new. It looks like so. Here's the wand. It's a plastic wand and it has somewhat of a hourglass shape, but then it has a flat side. So you'll see that's one side and then that's one side. So it kind of flattens at one angle and then curves at the other. So we're gonna see how this applies. Let's just do it. Let's go for it, all right? So the lizard now, right? I come out the night after and I see the little one that got away scurrying under my coffee table and I'm like, this mother trucker, if he don't go somewhere. So I'm trying to chase him down to do the same flip-flop situation where I put the flip-flop on top of him. But he's quick because apparently he's not drunk anymore from the bug spray. So I don't know where he is and I'm just on edge right now wondering if he finally found his way out or if he's just lingering, waiting for something to happen. Because that's really all he can do at this point, right? Is just figure life out. And I just don't know where he's gonna show up because I had one. So I have this kind of hanging organizer on the back of this door to this room and I found like the skeleton remains of a lizard, okay, inside the organizer. Stressed. I'm like, now he's coming in the room, like what's going on? I don't know how he found his little self in the organizer. So obviously he somehow climbed into one of the little, you know, the little containers, but because it's plastic, he can't get a grip to climb out. So he just perished. Child, he was all dried out and crunchy. I'm like, it's a whole situation. So I don't know what's gonna end up happening with this little one, if he's gonna find his way into my room or just perish, okay? Or escape. I don't know. The point is they shouldn't be coming inside because I don't like it. Anyway, look at this mascara. Cute, right? That is cute. And it's pliable because I had to like switch off because my AC came on and I could still go through it. And this is like, it's one coat, but I went over it a couple of times, right? So I didn't redip my brush, but I kept like going back and forth and separating and building. That's nice. Now I don't have struggle lashes, so don't ask me how this is gonna look on your lashes. But here are my before lashes, you know? and here are the afters. Do with that information what you will. So, the thing about mascara and eyeshadow, I've mentioned this before, but when you apply eyeshadow, some of the eyeshadow particles are gonna fall onto your lashes, and then it kind of acts as an eyeshadow primer, and it allows you to build more volume. So it actually gives your mascara something else to stick to in addition to your lashes. So it's like giving you a little primer coat with the powder particles, and it actually gives you more volume. So you might see a difference when you apply mascara without any eyeshadow on versus actually applying it with eyeshadow. You'll notice the difference, and I do, because when I first used this mascara, I got it a couple of days ago, and when I applied it initially, I didn't have any eyeshadow on, and it wasn't giving me as much volume as this. Now I could build it up, but it just took more to get to this volume without the eyeshadow. So with eyeshadow, I'm definitely getting a lot more, and this is a vibe. It's definitely giving volume. It does not clump necessarily, but it's kind of gathering the lashes a bit. You know, does that make any sense? I don't know if that makes any sense. So I'm kind of just going back and forth, going through the lashes, because this is one of those plastic brushes, so I can separate with it and also build at the same time. But as I'm building, it's like there's more product, so the lashes are kind of gathering, but they aren't giving me spider lashes. You know what I mean, right? So they've come together. It's a group meeting, but it's not a spider leg meeting. Does that make sense now? Probably not. You're like, what is she talking about? What is her conniption? Like, what is going on? But that looks good, right? That looks really good. I have a lot of fullness, a lot of volume for sure, a little bit of added length, but I think that's definitely a vibe. Those lashes, yeah. I mess with it. I like it. I like it. All right, so I have this new foundation, but I don't know how to feel about it. So this is from Guerlain. It's the Perur. It's like Perur. Skin Gold Matte Foundation. I picked this up on the Guerlain website because it's not available at like Neiman Marcus or any of those luxury department stores just yet. And the shade I picked up is 4W, which I don't think is necessarily my correct shade. It's a little bit more on the beige side. And I specifically went with 4W instead of 4N because I learned from my last shade match. Ooh, where is that, by the way? Oh, I just remembered that I have the Terracotta Latine, so I can mix this in. This is in 6N, so maybe I can mix a little bit of this in to get like a proper color, because this one is too dark. And since it's the same like company, same brand, maybe it will work out. I don't know. We're gonna see, but 4W is a little bit too beige. I might need to get an exchange. I'm gonna see if they'll do an exchange. I can't see right now. I don't know what's happening. I can't see. There are lights everywhere and my vision is a little bit blurry. So I don't even know what I'm seeing right now. Maybe I need to take a break, child. Maybe I... Oh, can you imagine? I need to take a break. Girl, so I went to the doctor yesterday because I wanted to get like an annual physical, like a checkup with all the, you know, all the tests that you do. At my old job, they would have someone come in and like take your blood and do like the blood pressure and, you know, your heart rate, check your stuff, like just a quick check. It doesn't replace like your regular visit to your family doctor, but they would do like a quick check. So they check your blood sugar and your cholesterol and all that. And during the pandemic, instead they had you go to LabCorp and get your blood drawn, and they did the testing that way. But now with this new job, I have to go to my actual doctor and get it done because they don't do it. And obviously I work remote, so they don't do it. So I went to a new doctor yesterday. This is gonna be my official doctor now in Florida, because you know how that is. You relocate, you gotta find new doctors for everything. So I went to a dermatologist for my ears because I have some kind of psoriasis in my ears where my ears strip. So I got steroid drops for that. I went to an OB, so I had my pap smear done. And then I also had to get a mammogram because I was on birth control for like my entire 20s and 30s. So they were like, listen, you're 40, you don't have a history in your family of breast cancer, but we recommend you just get it done at least, you know, for your first time, and then you can skip a couple of years if everything's normal. But we recommend it because of the hormone medication that you were on for all those years, just to make sure everything is copacetic, right? I've never had lumps or bumps or anything, right? And I do my regular check myself, and my OB used to do my check, right? So they sent me to do a mammogram. So I did my mammogram, got the results back as well. That was normal. And why nobody told me that's how a mammogram is? Like, I knew they squished your breast, right? Like, that for sure did not entice me at all. I was very nervous when I went in. So I had to go to, again, like another lab where they do mammograms. And so this girl just grabbed my titty, like straight up grabbed my titty, squished it between the little plastic thing, you know, it kind of closes around your breast and squishes it, and then they do the little x-ray whatever, and she squishes both breasts, and then they have to do it at an angle, and I'm like, we have to go through this? So like, what's going on, right? So I did that, but everything is normal, so I have a couple of years between that. And then this doctor that I went to now, she mentioned that she wants me to do a stool test. So they gave me this at-home stool sample kit, right? And I'm supposed to do the thing. It's so gross, I don't want to talk about it, but I'm supposed to like brush my stool onto a thing. Oh god, it's nasty. I don't want to even, I don't think I'm gonna do it. I really don't think I'm gonna do it. But they sent me that kit, and they gave me like a prescription, because it's a script to go to get my blood work done. So I'm gonna do all that. She did all the checks. She said everything looks great, you know, do the blood work, and then we'll review the results, like all that. Okay, great. But they did my blood pressure. So you know how initially the assistant comes in, and I'm telling you this because right now I can't see and I'm a little bit nervous. I'm really about to pass out, and I don't know if I should go, like, I'm sitting down, so should I go lay down? So here's the thing. So I'm gonna close my eyes right now just to kind of settle. So the assistant, like the check-in nurse, whatever the PA is, they come in and they do your height, weight, blood pressure, pulse, and all that. So she checked my heart rate, did all the things, right? So she checked my blood pressure, and she's like, because you know how you watch the little thing on the wall, so you see the mercury level go down, and you're watching them to see what they're seeing, because they stop once it gets to the level and they can take the measurement, right? So it's going lower and lower, and I'm like, why is she stopping yet, you know? And I see it going lower and lower, and I'm like, I don't like this, I don't like this. So then she finishes, and she's like, giving this look, and I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, nothing's wrong, but your blood pressure is a little low. Have you heard that before? And I'm like, no. She's like, oh, so you don't usually have like a low blood pressure? And I'm like, no, I've never heard that. It's always been normal. So it's always been 120 over 80, and that's normal, right? It's in the normal range. So she's like, well, it's a little low. So then the doctor comes in, she does her examination or whatever, and she's like, I want to recheck your blood pressure, just, you know, for me. And she checks it, and she says the same thing. She's like, it's a little bit low. It's 100 over 72. So now I'm like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know how to feel. And she's like, it's still normal. It's still normal, but it's on the low side. So just be, you know, mindful of that. Have you been dizzy? Have you been faint? Have you been feeling tired? And I'm like, well, I'm tired, but I'm like always tired. I just chalk that up to just existing, you know? And she's like, well, just keep an eye. And ever since I went yesterday and I left, I've been getting this, I don't know how to explain it. It's not that I'm dizzy or that I feel like I'm gonna pass out or I feel faint. It's like my vision is a little bit questionable right now. As I'm filming, So the light, let me turn this light off. Maybe it's the light. Hold on. The thing is though, it happened yesterday without the lights. So I don't know if it's the lights, but it's almost like there's this blurry edge to my vision and I'm seeing like lights, especially on this side. So I don't know, like it's blurry and it's almost like a haze of light. And you know how when you stare at, all right, if you stare at the sun or you stare at a bulb or if you stare at like a direct light source and then you blink and you kind of still see the blur of the light because you were looking at the direct light, that's how it's feeling. And I don't think it's the light. I think I'm about to die. No, I'm not about to die, but I don't feel like this is good. I should probably sit down. It's not that I'm hungry. I ate, I drank, my blood sugar shouldn't be low. I don't know what this is. I don't know. So I'm gonna take a break. If I come back, we're all good. If if you see me in like a different makeup look or you see me looking exhausted, something happened. So I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna sit down for a little bit. I'm gonna lay down. But the eyeshadow looks great from what I can tell. I think. Like I can't even focus my I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back at bye. Okay guys, I'm back. Okay, crisis is kind of on pause right now. It hasn't been diverted. It's kind of on pause. I think I'm dehydrated. My throat is dry. One of the causes of low blood pressure is dehydration. And I've been peeing a lot lately, and yeah, I think it's dehydration. That's what I'm hoping. Self-remedy, let me tell you. Listen, okay, I am diagnosing myself and we're just gonna run with it. So let me try and drink this coconut water, and then I'm going to go get some Gatorade because I feel like I need some electrolytes. However, that was not good. I had to like lay down for a little bit. I was laying down, I was talking to my best friends. We're on a group chat because my best friend from high school, my best friend, my longest friend, she migrated to Canada. So if you hear, this always happens. So she migrated to Canada about a year and a half now. So I was on a call with her and our other best friend who is in Jamaica still, right? So we were talking, and so you might hear my accent kind of shifting in and out. So what I realized is that when I speak to my Jamaican friends, then my Jamaican accent comes into play, right? And it's not necessarily that I'm speaking patois. I'm not speaking the Jamaican dialect directly. I'm speaking English. However, my accent shifts into the Jamaican standard English. So I realized that about myself, and I don't necessarily know how to shift back and forth into it. I code switch, right? Like a lot of us know, if you're black, then you know you already code switch a lot in a professional environment. So I already code switch at work, so I have the American English that I speak, but then I also code switch when I'm speaking to Jamaicans that are true Jamaicans, right? So I have this the English accent, the English Jamaican accent versus the American accent. And then of course I switch into patois. So now I'm kind of still in the mind frame of the Jamaican English. So that's what you're hearing. And I was wondering, some people have asked me to do a video where I just use my Jamaican accent the entire time. Now what I think they mean is that they want me to use patois the entire time, which is two different things, right? You have the Jamaican dialect, which is patois, and a lot of people probably won't understand what I'm saying because they're not English words. And then there's the Jamaican accent, which is my English accent, which is what you're hearing right now, which might sound a little bit weird to you because you're not used to hearing me sound like this. But if I was presenting, for instance, at school, like I had a project and I was doing a presentation, or if I was in a work environment where I was speaking English, this is how I would sound, right? And it goes deeper, so it's like an octave deeper. It's a deeper voice. The intonation is a little bit different. The pronunciations are different, obviously, but they're still English words. But what I think people want me to do is a patois video, which is different from a Jamaican accent video. So I'm kind of wondering if I could do that, like a full Jamaican accent video where this is how I speak through the entirety of the video without switching into the American accent, because I haven't done that in a while, and I've been in America longer than I was in Jamaica. So I left Jamaica when I was 18 and right now I'm 40. So I've been here for 22 years. So this is not my usual anymore, which is interesting to say because you would like to think that you kept your accent, but I really didn't. Patois, yeah, patois easy. But the English accent, not as much. I really switch into it when I'm speaking to my best friends. So there you have it. That's why I sound a little bit different. Let's see if I can switch into the American accent. Switching back. All right. So let's go in to this Make Beauty blush. It's the Skin Mimetic Micro Suede Blush in Crimson Sky. I don't know if this... I should have used the coral, really. Yeah, I should have used the coral. But I'm going to try to do a video where I use the Jamaican accent completely. I don't know that doing a video in patois is necessary. What is this? It looks very clownish. I didn't powder the foundation down, so this is just clinging on. That looks so... I'll powder after this, so I'll tame it with the powder. But yeah, I don't know that doing a video in patois would necessarily make sense, because you're asking me to do a dialect that doesn't have a direct translation, especially with using makeup. Like, how can I do a video speaking about makeup in patois? It doesn't translate. But in Jamaican English I probably can, right? I'm still switching in and out of the accent. Do you hear it? I'm trying. I don't know. Like, I really don't know how to do it. And I'm a chameleon with accents, because around my Bajan friend and like my Trini friends, I switch into their accent as well, which can sound... It can sound like I'm mimicking them, and it can be maybe a little bit insulting to think like, why are you copying me? Like, why are you trying to sound like I do? And it's not that. It's just... I end up sounding like them a little bit. Yeah, around my Trini friends and Bajan friends. It's weird. Just my Kosas powder. I'm trying to finish up this video so I can get some Gatorade and settle down and lay down, because that little episode that I had, it wasn't necessarily scary, but I don't love it. I don't love it at all. I don't know the difference between Powerade and Gatorade. You know them drinks better than I do.
They taste the same.
I just need something with electrolytes in it, because...
The Powerade would do. It's an orange, right?
Yeah.
Alright, man.
Alright. I lost my train of thought just now because someone just called me. But, yeah. Here's the face, right? I used the Juvia's Place bronzer. I've been really liking this. I've really warmed up to it. So the shade that I'm using is Amber. I thought it was too red, but it's like once I have all the rest of my face on, it melts in. So the foundation, now that I mixed it with the other shade that I have, I think it looks great. I was going to try to get a different shade of the Paru, because it's like pure with a PA. Yeah, this foundation, I was gonna try to get a different shade so I could get a better match, but I have this one which I don't really use as much because it's too deep. So if I can mix them and get a finish like this, that's still beautiful, because I love this finish. This one, the new one, is supposed to be matte. I don't know what the finish of this is supposed to be. Probably like a natural finish. Not glowy, but natural. And I think together I got a great shade match. right? So I'm thinking 5W might be my shade. So a 5W in this one. And yeah, I love the finish. I'm thinking I'm just gonna keep this one and mix it with that one so I can use them both, because I'm not gonna use this one on its own. So I think that's how I'm gonna navigate that. And then the eyeshadow is fantastic. I didn't put mascara on my lower lashes, which I should. I don't know that I'm gonna finish this video. You know what? Let me finish up, because I really want to go just lay down. My head is kind of hurting right now too. Kind of pounding a little bit. I ate though. I don't think I'm hungry. I don't think I'm hungry. I think I'm dehydrated. Maybe I need to try to eat something. Try to eat something more. I don't know. I just don't feel really right. I just don't feel right. Hold on. When in doubt, put some bad bitch hoops on. Apparently. I don't know. Put earrings on camera with you guys, because like I said, this video kind of went left, really and truly. I don't know like what's happening with me. I'm giving you an update of what happened at the doctor. I'm telling you about the lizards, and then I damn near passed out. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if I just flopped over right here in front of you guys on camera? Can you imagine if I caught that? It would have been nuts. But the eyes are really cute. So I would have put eyeliner on right now, but I'm gonna wash this off. I was intending on filming another video, but just how I'm feeling, I don't think that's gonna happen. Let's get something on the lips though. So I do have some lip glosses from Juvia's Place. So this also came out with the bronzer collection. If you know me, you know I do too much when it comes to lip glosses, and I do love the Juvia's Place formula. I can't find the fifth one, which I think is a deeper, darker one, so I'm just gonna go with the ones I have right now. So let's grab the shade Salted Caramel, which is this beautiful like caramel brown. Yeah, so let's try that one. It has a flat paddle style brush. Oh my god, is that coffee? Oh, that's a coffee. Oh my god. I don't know if I've ever smelled a lip gloss with a coffee scent. Did the Bite Beauty lip products have this coffee scent to it? You know when they came out with that coffee collection? I love that. Oh my god, why has no one else done that yet? That smells really good. It smells like coffee toffee. Yeah, it smells like a toffee, but like a coffee flavored toffee, because it smells like a sweet candy. Yeah, it smells like coffee candy. That is delicious. Oh, this color is good. Look at this. Oh my god, Juvia's Place. Yes, baby. Do I need to get more of these? That is nice. And also now has a sale that you can get $10 off a $40 purchase if you pick up in store. This lighter shade is Coffee Break. So this is their coffee collection. I love their coffee palette. And then they have the bronzers and these lip glosses that smell like coffee. Now it's a thicker gloss. It's not like a liquidy, like watery texture, but they don't feel sticky. That is pretty. Oh my god, that is so pretty. I love it. I love it so much. You know what I just grabbed while I was going through the lip glosses is this About Face blush. So this is their Cheek Freak blush balm in the shade Raunchy. I swatched these in store. I'm just gonna pick that up on my Smashbox Guerlain Foundation brush. I love this for cream blushes. So this is like a cream to powder formula. This was the only shade that I saw that really showed up on my skin. The other ones kind of, they were a little bit more milky, more lightly pigmented, so I didn't pick them up. And then they had a berry shade, which I don't like berry blushes. They just look a little bit too bruisey for me. So I picked this one up because I wanted to try it out. About Face, I'm all about it. Since I picked up the eye paints, I've just been so intrigued by the line. And so far, everything I've tried, I tried the fluid eye paints, love them. I tried the liquid matte lipstick, love that. I tried the lip liner, love it. And now I also seem to be liking the blush. We'll see how it goes, but everything I've tried, everything I've loved. So here you have it. The blush may look a little bit extreme because of the light on this side. Yeah, is that better? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I still can't see clearly, so it is what it is. But here you have it. Here's the final look. And I really like how the eyeshadow applied, again, except for the matte shade that we put on the inner lid at first. But I think the shimmers apply beautifully. Now, the mattes in this palette leave a little bit to be desired in terms of depth, because there's nothing too rich and too deep for you to get like a dark outer V. But if you have like a few palettes in your collection already, or single eyeshadows, then you probably already have like a deepening shade anyway. So that doesn't bother me as much. I don't expect all eyeshadow palettes to be standalone palettes, but the shimmers in here are more on the satin side. And I really think that kind of formula is very flattering, and they applied and blended beautifully. I mean, this shade, this little oyster shade, I really love it. I know I'm saying oyster, but that's just the vibe I get. It's so pretty. And then even the greens, the sage greens, kind of applied really well. And even though the dark shade that we used on the outer V was a satin, it still did a little something, and I really like it. I can use that all over as well to give a beautiful smoky look to the lids that's not too rich and deep. Though I will say I did end up liking this palette from Alter Ego. Again, it's the Sakura palette. You can get 10% off using my code. I will link it down below and in the video as well. And I do like the color story. Now that it's organized this way, I think it's a nice color story. You can use just the brown shades for a neutral look. You can use some of those pinky tones, which look cute too, and then the seafoam sagey greens. But again, don't expect too much intensity, too much color payoff, too much pigment from these. They are more on the subtle side, which again is not a bad thing. The foundation, I really like it. I'm gonna wear it some more just to test it out and see how I feel, but I love the finish of it on my skin. I didn't mix it though, so that may not be giving me the full effect of the foundation on its own, but so far the mix, stunning. I love it. Oh my god. The moisturizer, I can do without this little Verse moisturizer. Wasn't my favorite. I didn't like the final feel of it. It felt a little bit too heavy on my skin, but I'm not greasy or anything, so I don't think it's necessarily too hydrating. It didn't make my skin feel greasy. It just felt a little heavier than I'm used to. So if you have normal skin or dry skin, you may actually like that. This lip gloss, love it, even though I have a piece of lint in here. I'm gonna see if I find a couple more shades, because this is pretty. This, like, look at the ombre I was able to achieve with Coffee Break, and then what was the other shade? Salted Caramel. Like, right? That is so that's so pretty. I really love this. Oh my god, it's so stunning. And then what else did we try? The mascara. I really love this mascara as well. Like, look at this. Look at the results. You see what I mean about the lashes kind of having a little convention? Like, they come together. They're having, you know, a moment, but they're not like spidery lashes. I can separate them a little bit more. I mean, while it's not clumpy, it still gathers a little bit. But I love the volume that I was able to get from it. I love the richness of it. Like, it's really black. I really like that. And then the blush, this little About Face blush that we added on in the end, not too bad. I'm gonna have to use this again to see how it goes, but I like the color and I like the finish that it's more on the, like a little satin glow instead of like a full-on matte. We're gonna see. So far so good. Like everything that's going on. I am being attacked by low blood pressure, a mammogram, and the lizards, so it's a whole situation. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, even though I almost died. And knock on wood, oh my god, can you imagine? Hopefully it's nothing too serious and it's just I'm going through a bout of dehydration, which I think that's what it is. So there you have it. I've survived. I've made it through the outro of this video. I will leave all the products listed down below in the description box along with links on where you can pick them up. Those links will be affiliate links, which means I will get a small sales commission if you make a purchase through any of those links. It's a great way to show you support for the channel because it doesn't change the sale price, but I get a kickback. So it's a win-win situation. Please consider using my links if you are shopping online. And I will also leave links to my Instagram and Twitter where you can follow me along. And until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye guys.